President Donald Trump has given the Islamic Republic of Iran just 48 hours to comply with American conditions. Critics see this as a direct threat. And indeed, the United States has significantly increased its military presence in the Middle East to back up the president's words. On April 16th, Trump announced that there were only 48 hours left before the 14-day ceasefire expired. The war in the Gulf could end, he said, if Iran accepted American pressure. If not, he ordered his troops to prepare for what he called a major war again. In an interview with ABC News, Trump delivered a message directly to Tehran. "Now you are all watching," he said. "You will see what happens after 48 hours. Trump continued, his voice firm and unyielding. "The only time I believe Iran will make a deal with the United States," he said, "is when Iran faces its worst nightmare again." He acknowledged that the Islamic Republic is divided. He said it is difficult to find common ground to make a deal, but he insisted that Iran must accept American pressure. From now on, Trump said, Iran cannot give up. It must confront the United States again. "As President of the United States, I can do something for the world now." Trump's announcement came as the Pentagon was preparing to send thousands of additional troops to the Middle East. According to the Washington Post, 6,000 troops are currently stationed at U.S. bases in the region. Dozens more are being deployed and are expected to arrive by the end of this week. The increase in U.S. troops has been dramatic, from about 40 to 100 troops to now nearly 50,000. The U.S. military presence in the Middle East is already at 10,000. But the latest reports suggest that the American presence could rise to over 60,000 with the arrival of 17,000 additional troops, a deployment ordered after the first round of talks failed on April 11th. On April 11th, the Islamic Republic of Iran rejected Washington's proposal. In response, President Trump ordered U.S. warships to patrol the Strait of Hormuz. Their mission: to inspect and search all ships passing through the strait. Every vessel entering or leaving the strait must now pass through American-controlled waters. As of April 16th, U.S. warships have not allowed any ships to leave Iran's territorial waters. According to the U.S. Central Command, the Strait of Hormuz is currently under a nationwide lockdown. The U.S. Navy has been conducting effective operations to intercept ships suspected of violating the American embargo. The United States has imposed a blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, Iran's key entry and exit point to the global economy. The United States has announced that this blockade will remain in place until Iran agrees to surrender to American demands. Specifically, Iran must leave the strait alone and stop taking it hostage. The Strait of Hormuz is a waterway belonging to the world, U.S. officials have declared. Iran has no right to control it. The United States is acting now for the benefit of the world, not just the United States. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz is causing Iran to lose enormous revenue every single day. Iran is a major exporter of crude oil to many Asia-Pacific markets. With the strait closed, Iran cannot export its oil abroad. At the same time, the United States has seized millions of dollars worth of oil from foreign ships attempting to violate the blockade. The numbers are staggering. If the United States keeps the strait closed, Iran will lose an estimated $13 billion in revenue money that would have supported the Islamic Republic. The world is now facing a global oil crisis, but the United States has announced a solution. All countries will be required to import crude oil from America. Donald Trump has announced that hundreds of millions of barrels of U.S. crude oil will be released to other nations. The United States has also ordered Venezuelan oil companies to prepare to release Venezuelan crude oil for sale abroad. According to the White House, on April 14th and 15th alone, more than 100 ships carrying crude oil departed from the United States, along with 10 ships carrying crude oil from Venezuela. Trump acknowledged that the United States has a limited supply of crude oil for use at this time. But experts see his announcement as a necessary step to avoid a more serious global crisis. With the Strait of Hormuz blocked, the most important waterway in the Middle East, the world needs alternative sources of oil. It is worth noting just how critical the Strait of Hormuz is. The strait helps supply more than 20% of the world's oil. But for Asia, the numbers are even more dramatic. Asian nations receive up to 80% of their oil imports from the Middle East, and most of that oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz. The countries that import the most oil from the Middle East are China and India. Both are watching the crisis with growing alarm. Trump's latest statement can be defined as his fifth warning to Iran, and this time he was even more specific. Iran has only 48 hours left to comply with US demands, he said. There must be no internal divisions that jeopardize the negotiations between the United States and Iran. He spoke directly to Tehran. Iran must adapt very quickly, Trump said. Adapt so that Iran itself can have peace, and so that the Middle East can also have peace. President Trump announced that new talks in Islamabad, Pakistan, will begin in the next few hours. Both sides have reportedly agreed to participate. Trump expressed hope that this will be the last time the United States needs to meet with Iran. He stated unequivocally that he will not extend the ceasefire beyond the next few days, but Iranian officials have already warned that the talks scheduled for the coming hours are unlikely to be final. Iran hopes to propose an extension of the ceasefire for several more days, but Tehran has made clear that it will not comply with all of the demands made by the United States. Let us recall the main points that the United States is demanding from Iran. First, Iran must open the Strait of Hormuz completely. It must stop seizing ships passing through the strait, and it must open the Red Sea with guarantees that all ships will not be attacked by Iranian drones or missiles. Second, Iran must sign a declaration that it no longer possesses nuclear weapons, meaning it no longer has the capability to produce them. Third, Iran must sign an agreement with the United States to stop supporting all militants in the Middle East. Fourth, Iran must promise not to develop long-range missiles. But there are also many other demands. The United States is pressuring Iran to stop human rights abuses, to stop suppressing and killing people with opposing views, and to reform the government of the Islamic Republic. The country behind the talks, Pakistan, has sent one of its military chiefs to negotiate with the commanders of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps and the Islamic Republic's leadership. The message from Islamabad is blunt. There is only one more chance. There must be a deal with the United States. The situation has reached a new point, one that is even more serious than before. What does that mean? It means war will break out again. Prime Minister Yishai Yaman, preserved as given, has announced that he has ordered the Israeli Air Force to be ready to launch another attack on Iran if the upcoming negotiations fail. Yahoo, apparently referring to an Israeli official, stated that Israel will not hesitate. Israel must attack Iran once again. He claimed that this attack has the green light from President Donald Trump. Let us recall the scale of the previous attacks. The United States and Israel conducted airstrikes on Iran for 40 consecutive days. It was only on April 8th that the airstrikes stopped, along with the air and naval operations of both countries. The numbers are staggering. The United States and Israel claim they dropped more than 10,000 bombs on Iranian territory, targeting important Iranian military sites. The United States alone announced that it dropped more than 14,000 bombs on key locations inside the country. The combined total of destroyed targets was approximately 1,000. The United States has declared that if it is attacked or if American interests in the Middle East are threatened, it will respond with overwhelming force. The 48-hour clock is ticking. The ceasefire expires on April 21st. The talks in Islamabad are about to begin. Iran faces a choice: comply with American demands, or face another round of war. The world is watching. The troops are in position. The warships are in the strait. And President Trump has made his position clear. Adapt quickly, or suffer the consequences. 48 hours. That is all the time Iran has left. The United States has deployed tens of thousands of troops. It has sealed the Strait of Hormuz. It has cut off Iran's oil exports. It has offered the world alternative sources of crude oil. And it has given Tehran an ultimatum: comply or face the most serious military consequences yet. The ball is in Iran's court. The clock is ticking, and the world holds its breath.